Time to fuel your business success. Welcome to Harmonious at Lunch. We're bringing you bite-sized advice and expert conversations to drive clarity and growth 5 days a week. Make sure you join our Facebook group at humanopt.com/lunch, where listeners like you and our guests hang out so we can find harmony in business together. If you're building a business, you're in the right place. Let's dive in.
Welcome back into some more bite-sized business advice. In today's episode, we're talking about the entrepreneur's journey. We're going to hear from an entrepreneur who has been in business for a long time and is now starting to scale and make the business run itself, which is what we all want. So let's take notes and let's listen in. But Leslie Lane, welcome to the show and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Brandon. It's a pleasure.
So I love these episodes. I have a passion for these episodes because I just love hearing people who are winning and who have won in business. And it sounds like that's you. Not that there weren't trials and challenges. We can't overlook that stuff, of course. But you've been in business a while, and now you're going to that next phase of growth. So why don't you take me back? Well, first, tell me what is your business? Give the listeners a sense of what you do and why you even started doing this.
Sure. So Studio 13 is a corporate photography business in Indianapolis, Indiana, but we have a national reach. And I started doing this because I'm third generation photographer. My parents did it before me. My grandparents did it before me. And even though I thought for a while I didn't want to do it, I got sucked in. And here I am 30 years later. And yeah, there were a lot of bumps in the road. Anybody that says that growing a business is linear has never truly grown a business.
Yeah, amen to that. Now, you said you resisted. It's kind of funny. I always think how people do get pulled into certain businesses or industries. You said you're third generation. I mean, did you really even have a choice at that point? Third generation, there's got to be a lot of pressure there.
Well, and I had a camera in my hand from the time I was 6 years old, my very own camera. I still have my first roll of film that I ever shot. So I'm sure that I did have an option, but I'm not sure I really felt like it. But it's in my blood. It's always, I can't even go out in public without seeing imagery everywhere I go. So, it is in my DNA, and I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it sounds like you also have a passion for it, which is a great thing, especially after 30 years. Is that true, though? I mean, have you ever seen that passion sort of wane, and is it still as strong today as it was in the beginning?
Actually, I'm stronger now than I have been. And I think if you speak to people who are in creative arts like I am, even though it's a commercial creative arts, you ebb and flow, you burn out, you do all those things. But I'll tell you, the biggest thing that makes you burn out is being broke. And I'm just being very candid that when the business is not making money the way it should, it is very difficult to be creative because, again, we all have to eat. We all have to pay our mortgages. And these businesses, graphic designers, web designers, photographers, all of these things, we have to make a living. It can't be just because of passion. And so, yes, I am very passionate now. The business is doing very well, but those years that the business struggled, the burnout was very real, very real.
Yeah. Now let's talk about that because I know before recording the episode, you said you go through that feast or famine cycle, right? Like if you acquiring business, well, you're not fulfilling on the business, which means you're not really getting paid. And if you don't convert the business, then there is no business to fulfill. So again, you're not getting paid. So talk to me about that over the 30 years of the business. I mean, what was that like? And when did you get to that breaking point of saying, okay, this is not the right way and I have to do it differently?
So my parents, they ran the business with 11 full-time employees. So think back to, Mad Men, where advertising agencies were king, money was flowing like nothing. And my mom did all the sales and business development. There were 3 photographers on staff that were all bringing in revenue. We had 3 lab technicians that were all bringing in revenue, and then an office manager that paid all the bills and did all the invoicing. So everybody had a role. And then all of a sudden, my stepfather gets taken out of the business. My mom gets taken out of the business to take care of him. And they're like, are you going to take it over? And I'm like, I'm 22. I don't know anything. And so I began to narrow the business down to where it was just me and one other employee because I felt like I could manage that as an income stream. I really couldn't. And so when I lost that partner of mine that had been with me for so many years, My daughter actually sat down with me and she said, I'm sorry, because this was a family member by this time. We'd been together for so long. And my daughter's like, I know this is a terrible time, but we've got to talk about the business. She's like, you can't keep going like this. I've watched you kill yourself over the years. It's time for us to change the way you do business now that this key person is gone. And so that's what we did. She was my first 1099 employee as an administrator, taking all the quoting off of me. And then I've got several assistants, but I decided that maybe it was time that they start shooting some things that I didn't really want to shoot anymore. While I was doing the social media, I was doing the blogging too. So we got 1099 people to do the social media and the blogging. And then this year I brought on a salesperson, and each one of these people works the hours they want to work. Yes, I have expectations, standard operating procedures, checks and balances of what they have to do, but they are in control of their schedule instead of me trying to do it all myself. So I can tell you, it's really this year bringing on the salesperson. That's been a game changer for me, because I'm not really fond of going out and talking to strangers. I'm an introvert by nature. I like to be behind the camera. Now send me out with existing clients, I'll go all day long. And that's what I'm able to do now. So the salesperson goes out to bring in new business. I go out and I cultivate the old business. If I don't have any shooting to do, then I'm free to make sure those relationships are maintained. And so it's a two-part coin now, two-headed coin, that our sales and business development can be both continuing with the regular business and adding the new business on top of it.
Yeah, it's nice to be in that place. I think we all dream to get there when we start a business, but the path is not so simple. It's not linear, like you said before. And YouTube, for you listening, I always love talking to photographers. We're not shooting people. There's no violence on this episode. I have a friend who's a photographer, another who's a videographer. He's like, yeah, we shot some people yesterday. I'm like, dude, you gotta chill out. We're in church right now. You can't say that.
I know. Yes, we are photographing and capturing people.
I love it. I do want to go back though, because that conversation with your daughter seems like an inflection point in the business. And you said she said she watched you kill yourself. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious, because you're obviously still alive today, but I know what you mean by that. Were there physical health implications on growing the business? Because I've heard that story a number of times, where the stress just piles up and it actually manifests itself in the way of physical disease or illness. Was that there, or was it just the stress of it all?
No, the depression was so deep. It was the mental health aspect. And I think anytime you talk to somebody that the burden of income is on their shoulders and the burden of taking care of people and their families is on them. So with me being the primary producer, and then the income I make needed to support not only me, but my right-hand person, that was so much pressure on me. And the depression and the tears and the temper. I mean, where I would just lose my cool. And that's just not who I am. Even though I'm spirited, I'm a pretty easygoing person. And I would just get so frustrated. And when we would lose a job, I would take it so personally, because I'm the one out there doing the sales. If it's not my fault, whose fault is it? And it was such a heavy burden. And I think that any entrepreneur out there would tell you that those times where the weight of the world is on your shoulders, the mental health aspect is very real.
Oh yeah, no, there's no discounting that. It's very real, whether you get it formally diagnosed or not. The feeling is there, and it's a lot of pressure. And for those people who can't handle it, I personally always advise people to really consider that side of entrepreneurship before they get into it, because it's something that, I've been there myself in past business endeavors, and it's crazy because it takes a long time to get out of it too. So for you have that conversation. Your daughter says that to you. She comes on board, which is an amazing gift. Fourth generation, super cool, by the way. What's the path out of that? And from then to now, the mental health path in particular, because that's not a quick journey.
No, luckily my daughter, she gave me 2 years. She goes, I'm in for 2 years and then I'm out. And she said, that's all I'm going to give you. And so she came in, she made a lot of changes. She trained her replacement. So I didn't have to do that. And her replacement is amazing. And for me, a lot has changed in my life in the last 4 to 6 years. So, I decided during the Great Recession of '07, '08, '09, get divorced, start the business over. And then I lost my partner several years after that, met my new husband. I mean, so many stepping stones to me coming almost in bloom, if that makes any sense. I'm in my mid 50s, and for the first time in my career, I am truly happy with where the business is going. I'm happy with where we're at. I have a team that I am so grateful for every day. We're up to 9 associates between photographers, assistants, and then administrators that do different things. And I just have a vision now where before I really didn't. I knew I couldn't go on like that, but how in the world was I going to change? Where does that change come from? And life gave me the horrible change of losing my right-hand person, but then the gift of my daughter saying, I can help you. I can see it. Let's do this together. And so having somebody, and I will stress this for your listeners, if you do not have a cheerleading section of your life that is helping you feel good about what you're doing in your business life, and then mentorship on the other side of people that can professionally advise you. You need both, not one or the other. Cheerleaders are no good if they're yes people, and mentors are no good if they're no people. You got to have both. And I'm very, very fortunate that over the last 5 years, I have had both in my life. And that's the reason that I could get where I am today.
It's such an important thing, and we've had a number of guests recently who point to the importance of mentors, particularly in their journey, in their success. If you want cheerleaders for sure, and definitely some mentors as well. I would encourage you listening to join our Facebook group, humanop.com/lunch. Will take you right there. But that's a group of cheerleaders who want to see you win, who want to see themselves win too, and believe that we can all win together. So shameless plug for our group there, Leslie. We hope to see you in the group as well. But this to me is really, it's a story of resilience of the business, because not all businesses will succeed. If the quality of the product and the service is not good, it just won't work long term. So at the bare minimum, you have that, which is sometimes the hardest thing to have in business. You have that. You have this gift of your daughter coming in for 2 years. I don't know if we can call it 4 generations. I'll give you at least 3.5 though.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. She helps you. What are the things that she helped you put in place that you're still doing today and that you're growing on top of and using to continue to scale?
Yes. So invoicing is all going to be mine. I love the accounting aspect. And
that's the weirdest thing no one has ever said that on this show.
I know. And that's what, when I'm talking about how happy I am now, everybody's like, you need to get rid of the accounting. I'm like, but I love the accounting. I love the business part of it. And it is honestly one of the biggest difference makers I have in my business, because photographers are renowned for not running a good business. And so the quoting, it has to go out within 24 hours or we lose the job. And so that's what my daughter started, making sure the quotes go out on time, making sure we have the digital capacity to sign all contracts, making sure that the pricing structure doesn't come out of my head, that it is actually something that is, structured and in writing. So that is something that I continue to do, having other people do my blogs and social media, because I was doing it all when she took over. I was doing all of this. And so all of that has taken time off of my schedule that I can strategize. And so, when I was telling you in the green room about the educational aspect of what my website offers, that was all my brainchild, because I had time to think about the strategy of business. So not only do we have educational on the site about photography, the different kinds of photography we do and why, but now we have a marketing educational page that brings in specialists in their field to talk to my clients about how to get the most out of their marketing dollars. So all of that is all because of the changes that my daughter brought into the business.
That's amazing. I went ahead and put it on the website or on the screen here. Your website, studio13online.com. 13 is 1-3. It's not spelled out. It's also down below in the show notes wherever you're watching or listening. You said you have a nationwide presence. How do you do that as a photographer?
Do.
You travel a lot?
Yeah, I travel a lot. Photographers are known for not being able to repeat their results. So everybody wants to be this creative person, and I get it. It's lovely. If you can get the gigs that are each one a creative, complex photograph, that's great. But what I specialize is getting a headshot for a company here in Indianapolis that has offices all around the country, and they take me to those to make sure all their headshots match. So I've got a company out of Boston. The first time they hired me, it was to shoot architectural imagery here in Indianapolis. And then they found out how good I was. And now I shoot for them nationwide because it makes all marketing departments now are overburdened. If you're working in corporate America, you've got more to do than you can possibly handle. And so if I can go out of state, deliver the images, edited the way the client wants, named and cataloged the way the client wants, it means the marketing department only has to drop the files where they need them instead of having to do all of those things, naming conventions and editing and all that. And so that's how I got a national presence, is just because people need help with the basic things. Can you help me schedule 50 employees for a headshot? Absolutely. Here's the link. I set it up for them. You go schedule them. So we're doing much more than just capturing pictures. We are becoming a partner in their marketing and their branding. We're coming to help them get it done faster, more efficiently, so that they can go on with other things that they have to do.
Yeah, it's so funny. The last two things you said are so huge in business, and I really just don't see enough people capitalizing on it. And it's actually the two of the main 5 things really that helped me grow and exit my last business. But previous to this was getting quotes out on time within 24 hours. In service businesses and trades businesses, it is crazy how long it takes for that to get that information to the customer on average. I did the same thing. I developed a system where other people could do it, so I wasn't the one doing it, and they could do it on the spot. So not even, there's no wait for the customer. It's like, here's your quote, deliver it. It's a yes or no immediately. We almost doubled our business within a year just from that. And then the second thing is working within and for the customer, not making them come to you and work within your rules, which is what you were just talking about. At least that's what I took away from what you were just talking about. It's amazing. It's like, I always think about going to Home Depot or the grocery store and going to the self-checkout. Like, I don't work here. Why are you making me work here? Are you going to at least pay me or give me a percentage off of my order here?
Seriously.
People don't want to do that, especially busy businesses and marketing departments. So Leslie, I love this conversation. There's a lot of gold here for other people to grow their businesses. Where are you going in the next 5 years before we wrap this up?
So my next hire that I'm working on right now is an asset manager. So somebody that, because everything comes back to me. All the images that my photographers shoot, they all come back to me. And so somebody that can go through the files, get rid of all the bad images, and create proofs for the clients without me having to touch it. So that's my next big hurdle. And then the other thing is I'm looking for a successor. So every time that I travel, every time that I do a podcast, I actually do a lot of work in higher education. So I'm getting the opportunity to talk to young people. I'm looking for somebody that I can make my apprentice and then I'll exit.
That's super cool. So it sounds like your daughter's off the table. Is the fourth generation off the table?
Yep. Everybody's off the table unless my granddaughter wants it.
All right. Well, there's still hope for that. We'll see. But Leslie, this was a cool conversation. I really appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. For those of you watching and listening, again, Leslie's website, it's on the screen. It's in the show notes down below. Go click around, go connect with her, and we'll see you on the next episode of Harmonious at Lunch. Thanks for being here.
Another episode of Harmonious at Lunch in the books. I hope this episode made you think and you grabbed some actionable ideas to propel your business. Don't forget to like, comment your takeaways, and subscribe wherever you're listening so we can help more entrepreneurs just like you achieve harmony in your life and business. For cutting-edge tools that bring clarity to your your people and processes, check out humanoff.com to download our app today.